Coming up, should Boris Johnson build a bridge between Scotland and Northern Ireland? Would you spend a night with Rory Stewart? And have the BBC really given Greta Thunberg her own show? Find out on this week's Fake News. Welcome to Fake News, the topical quiz show that's a lot cheaper than HS2. Now, you can hear us live on Talk Radio, or you can watch us on YouTube or Facebook right now. Here are the stories you need to know. So, the cabinet reshuffle has taken place, with Sajid Javid sensationally quitting the Treasury. His replacement is fresh-faced MP Rishi Sunak. Now, we're not saying he's too young for the job, but he was watching CBeebies when he got the call. In fairness, this is a democracy, and the reshuffle is all about giving more power to the man we chose to run the country. That's right, Dominic Cummings. OK, let's meet this week's guests. Joining our team captain Andre Walker, we have TV icon and host of the very popular parenting podcast The Clueless Mum, Nadia Essex. And joining opposing team captain Dave Chawner, we have Daily Mail journalist and author of a brilliant new ghost story novel entitled Miser's Cops. It's an absolute page-turner, Andrew Bullock. Let's play Fake News. So I'm going to read out stories from the news this week. Our fabulous panel must guess if they're true or false. Andre and Nadia. Boris Johnson is planning to build a bridge, that's right, a bridge between Scotland and Northern Ireland. True or false?
Building a bridge over troubled waters. See what I did there? Well, look, he loves these big infrastructure projects, doesn't he? He was all about the Boris bus, then it was Boris Island. Presumably this is the Boris Bridge.
Yes.
I think the correct answer is that this is a ludicrous plan because there's 1 million tonnes of Second World War ammunition dumped in the Irish Sea, but he's going to try it anyway.
I mean, Nadia, do you like the idea of travelling across a bridge that wide? Because I'd be a bit scared.
Would you? Oh,
Yeah.
no, I like a good bridge.
Really?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Do you not remember that? I've been on the bridge that links Malmo and Copenhagen, Malmo in Sweden with Copenhagen. And one side built a bridge, because they're two different countries, obviously. One side built a bridge, the other side built a tunnel. So you go halfway along a bridge and then go into the sea, into a tunnel. I'm not joking. Obviously, the Danish like tunnels and the Swedes like bridges. Ebony and ivory. There you go.
I'm just thinking, Andrew, on practical terms, I'm just wondering whether we're going to spend billions on this bridge and then Scotland leaves the United Kingdom and Ireland becomes a united nation again and we'll have wasted our money.
I'm with Nadia. I love a bridge. And I don't see why not. You know, why not?
You enjoy a good erection?
I do, yeah. And do you know what? May I ask where it's coming from in Scotland?
Yes, well, it will be rural Scotland. This is the problem. So a lot of people are saying there needs to be infrastructure just to get you to the bridge. So it's the Highlands, basically.
So if it's coming from rural Scotland, it'll be about like the 1500s. That's like, you know, kind of back then. Yeah, that's where it'll be from.
I mean, yeah, that doesn't work. I think they need to bring that further down. No.
What, Scotland? Yeah, it's called England, mate.
But look, and I don't want to be disrespectful to Scottish people, but when you go, it's rural Scotland, it's all rural Scotland. There's nothing in that country. There's like a little bit that's about 50 miles wide with a few people drinking iron brew and special brew, right? And the rest of it is just full of sheep and birds of prey, I believe.
Here you go, you're selling it to me.
And the crankies.
Get you. It's quite a little bit of a travel advert there for Scotland. So what do we think, true or false?
It's definitely true.
I can tell you the points are yours. It is true. Yes. Well done. Now, David and Andrew, Joaquin Phoenix, the actor, caused controversy at the Oscars this week when he used his acceptance speech to tell everyone to stop drinking milk. True or false?
Why was everyone drinking milk during his acceptance speech?
Well, I know.
That wasn't milk.
And that wasn't making the edit. That's weird. Yeah, because I did read this. I know this is right, but he said to everyone stop drinking milk during the acceptance speech. I was like, why are they drinking milk during the acceptance speech?
Well, exactly right, because they want to get strong bones and lovely white teeth.
I reckon.
I mean, what interests me is that when he played the Joker, have you seen that film?
Brilliant.
It was amazing. And, you know, he was so easy to work with because, you know, like the Joker's got this sort of white face and sort of puffy eyes and a completely emaciated, no makeup because the guys are vegans. So it was, they literally saved a fortune. So what do we think? Is it true or false? Did he use his speech for
Andrew,
this
I'm going to bow down to your superior intellect.
if I get this wrong, this is terrible, but I believe it's true.
It is true. The points are yours. Well done. Andre and Nadia, the BBC, have given Greta Thunberg her own show. The series will follow the teenager battling to save the planet. True or false?
Oh, God. It's going to be true, isn't it? It's going to be true.
Please tell me it's called Thunder.
What amazes me about all of this is that climate change is clearly a religion, isn't it? Because basically it's all about worshipping the earth and now what we've got is we've got Greta, the child that comes to save the earth from all of its sins.
Nadia, you're a mum-to-be.
Yes.
And host of a very successful, very funny podcast all about parenting called
The Clueless Mum.
Right. How would you feel if your son or daughter left school and became an environmental campaigner like Greta? What's your parenting advice on that one?
I would like my child to be mindful about the environment and to, care. But I just think the poor girl's just being like pimped out from left to right. And
Oh, your kid?
no, not yet.
Oh, right.
Bear with, darling.
Not
Bear
yet.
with.
Now, the BBC are all about balance, right? So I guess if they're going to achieve balance in a Greta Thunberg show, right, you're going to have to be the co-presenter, Andre, and you're probably going to arrive for the shoot in a Hummer or perhaps a helicopter.
Yeah, that's right.
And you'll be balancing out her carbon footprint.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I always like to think of myself as maintaining my carbon footprint. We all have to do our bit.
I think that would make a great quiz show. Like Greta Thunberg on one side, like a quiz show. Every answer she gets right, you plant a tree. Every answer you get right, you get to burn a tyre. That'd
Just
be
call the
great.
show The Planet Gets It.
Did ever...
Okay then, true or false?
Oh, I don't believe it's true. I think the BBC would want to do it, but Regretta won't.
I'll go with you. I disagree, but okay.
Oh,
I
well,
hope not.
False.
A rare misstep for Andre because it is actually true.
Oh, no.
Yes, indeed.
How dare you?
Of course it's
How
me.
dare you?
Greta.
How dare you?
There we are. Okay, David Andrew, Mayor of London candidate Rory Stewart, has launched a campaign called Come Kip With Me, asking Londoners to let him, wait for it, sleep in their homes in return for a box of chocolates. True or false?
I think this is true because one of my mates did this. He called it a divorce. He didn't call it come kit with me. It just midlife crisis. You know what I mean?
Do you not think in the era, Andrew, post Me Too, of a middle-aged man going into people's houses offering sweets? Just doesn't feel right, does it?
I'd be worried about the chocolate sort of getting on my stuff.
Yes.
So I think, no thanks.
But genuinely, what's the point?
Well, I know that this is true, and he said that he wants to see London through Londoners' eyes, which I think is brilliant because I think loads of homeless people should sign up and say, kit with me, because this is what homelessness is
Yeah, but
like.
and credit to Rory Stewart. I think he probably would sleep rough. I think his point is he wants to immerse himself in London life. I think, he's shown a lot of willing in the past.
But isn't his real issue he's going to get about 3,000 votes? I mean, that's the truth of it. Because everybody knows these elections are dominated by political party candidates. I just think he's just going to lose.
Is he going to save rent though? Because it could be a good free Airbnb.
Oh, come on. I reckon he's got a fairly tasty house already.
Can I just say that I'm a bit worried, right? Because he's going to do this for a few months or whatever, and we're going to have a mayor that's got such a bad back from sleeping on the floor. Do you know what I mean? And the dodgy bunk beds and all the rest of it. He's going to be crippled.
What's crossed my mind is this might attract the wrong sort of people. Can you imagine, without being rude, what goes bump in the night? Poor old Rory can't escape.
His own safety as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going into strangers' houses to stay the night for his own safety. This doesn't seem like a sensible idea.
It's not going to attract. It's not going to attract the sensible people, is it? It's going to be like, I'd love that little Rory to come.
I'm just thinking. Imagine if a few years ago this had been Boris Johnson's mayoral campaign. Just think how big the population of London would be now. Did you know that Rory Stewart's actual name is Rod Stewart?
Shut up.
No. Yes, he is Rod Stewart II.
Well,
if that's not grounds for him being elected to high office.
Oh, that would be brilliant.
They need to. that's how they need to advertise it. Then that's how people are going to sign up for this. Surely.
Sorted.
Now, Andrew, you raised quite an important question about Rory Stewart's bedtime apparel.
Yes, I mean, what if he sleeps in the nude? I mean, that's not going to really.
Then you might see that he really is Rod Stewart.
Well, you may. Yes.
No one wants to see that.
No.
This would, yeah.
His Rod.
Just have a little look.
Well, I probably
compare
would.
and despair.
Do you know, if I was in the urinal with Rory Stewart, I'd probably have a bit of a look round. Just more out of interest than anything. Because normally you just can't guess what it'd be like, could you?
I can guess.
Can you?
Yeah.
Boys, what do we think? True or false?
Well, you know this, don't you?
I know that this is true, and he's coming round next Tuesday.
It is true. The points are yours. Well done. Andre and Nadia, a group of feminist students at the University of Swindon, have it could well be, have petitioned for bananas, carrots and sausages to be banned from the campus canteen as they represent the male anatomy. Now, remembering it's a family show, we're on the radio and on TV, but true or false? What do we think?
The same way that your kind of heart drops when you hear like vegans being stupid about veganism, it makes my heart drop. Like it's a vegetable, it's a sausage. It's why are you sexualizing food, first of all? And surely, I mean, you've got to have better things to do. And secondly, I don't buy it. They just want to get in the papers. They want to get some press. Because nobody that has any sort of sense would think that stand in the canteen and say, that looks phallic-y, you shouldn't be serving it. Nonsense.
What happens about? I read a McDonald's menu once, and they're more.
They have a menu?
I was going to say, McDonald's and menu have never
Yeah,
gone
no,
in the
they
same
have a
sentence
menu.
Well, I mean,
ever.
by the way, it's worth pointing out, Andre is such a VIP customer. He books a table in advance.
Right. Well, that
Hamburgless.
My favourite seat by the window.
That hamburger they serve for breakfast, because it's breakfast time, they describe it as a sausage, don't they? So what happens if your sausage is flattened out and rebranded? Is that acceptable?
That's a good point.
Apparently so, but it's just...
A lot of innuendo this week. I'm
is a
sorry.
Why haven't they banned aubergines?
It's a really
That's
good
because
point.
vegetabilists love it. Yeah, all the
And also, I'm
carniphobes
afraid
are
I don't
well
think
into
any of the male panellists today can identify with an aubergine. Sadly. Maybe Rory Stewart, but I think us lot, not so much. Well, look, there you are. It's a very big question. What do we think, true or false?
Unfortunately, I think it's true.
You believe it's true. I think it's probably true as well.
Unfortunately.
Well, you guys are having a torrid time because I can tell you it's false.
Oh, that's good news.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
good news.
And I've been asked by
Swindon.
senior management to point out that the Talk Radio canteen does not contain anything that looks like the male anatomy or indeed anything that looks like food. Dave and Andrew, the #1 radio station in the UK, is now Asda FM. 18 million listeners a week, true or false?
I'd love that. I think they should do all of the music should be themed around food. Like Gherkins in Alnan. I think that'd be great.
I'm an Astra FM listener. I'm not joking.
Shut up.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
Unbelievable.
Do you know why I'm an Astra FM listener? And in fact, I've got a friend who is local in Spain, plays Astra FM as well. Because what it does is it plays back-to-back classic hits, and every now and again just goes, "This is Astra FM." That's it. There's no real presenters. There's no adverts. It just plays music all the time.
It's all subliminal.
You are confirming that Asda FM exists.
Oh yeah, it definitely
It's not-
exists.
it used to be number 85 on Sky.
It's brilliant. things like come on, baked beans.
think-
Like that'd
I
be
think-
great. Just driving their
Can't forget your
sales.
black bin bags.
Can I just say there's only one radio station that could possibly move you from Asda FM, isn't it? And it's Greg's Plays the Hits.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Just a matter of time.
Corned beef with chips or with salad. It's corned beef. The problem is I've answered this question for you, haven't I?
Yeah, I knew that. It's weird things like this that radio. Yes, they're absolutely emphatically true.
It's the right answer. Well done. The points are yours. Closely followed by Talk Radio, Talk Sport, and Virgin. Now, pop group The 1975 announced this week that they will no longer play at festivals that have a gender imbalance. So there must be a high percentage of women and non-binary artists. True or false?
I know the answer to this.
Please tell me it's false.
No.
It's a band made of 4 blokes.
Yeah.
Sort it out in your own band before you start looking at festivals.
I know. But you see, this surprised me, Dave, because apart from being celebrity vegan,
Right.
you are normally the conscience of the show here at Fake News. So I thought you'd be so down with this.
I kind of see a lot of virtue signalling, jumping on a bandwagon. Also, let's point out, their second album was called While You Sleep, which is the creepiest album I've ever heard
Also,
of.
could this be the 1975? No one's heard of them. No one's ever going to book them. But now what they've done is they've preempted this by going, "We're not coming anyway." Well, you weren't invited. I'm not coming. You literally weren't invited. Not coming though.
Fans of good pop music are like, this is brilliant.
Just gets a bit much.
This is what really annoys me about the whole debate with gender equality, that we focus on people that get to play Glastonbury. Of a percentage of the population, how many of those are? If we want to focus on people like C-level people and like CEO boards and for FTSE 100. Focus on that. Focus on CEOs, MDs, directors, people in offices. How many people get to play Glastonbury? Jog on!
But also focus on the things that you can change. So, for example,
Yes, you can't make women intelligent enough to be CEOs, so get them into films instead.
But what you can instead of saying we won't turn up unless you do this, how about you make sure that your entourage and your team
agree more.
has got a really high percentage of women and non-binary, so that when you turn up, you can be an influence and say, look, we've done it, so now here's how we've done it, and you can do it too. Not laying down like laws, because everyone just rolls their eyes and goes, oh.
It's easier to change like other people rather than yourself, isn't it? You know what I mean? Because
Well-
they could equally say, well, we need to get a girl.
Chawner, I disagree. It's very easy to change yourself, because my understanding of the rules are that if I now say I self-define as a woman without changing my name, appearance, or having any sort of surgery, I'm now considered a woman. Why don't the 75, half of them, just say the women? Or why don't they all say the women? Just go up and go, we're all women now, sorted.
Okay, 75. I love how you've just. This has all of a sudden turned into top of the pops. Oh, the 75, right, kids?
So I meant to say 1975. I've just never heard these people. But the problem is with them. In my mind, they all look like a sort of really bad version of Bon Jovi with horrendous mullets and guitars. Because I imagine them being from 1975.
I've got to say, I actually took the Beatles out of my Apple Music library when I found out they were all white and male. I was quite shocked. And the Rolling Stones.
Although, to be fair, being a Scouse is a minority. So I suppose
Maybe that helps.
You can get away with that, la.
Calm down.
Calm down.
There you go. What do we think, true or false?
Well, it's true.
It is true. You have your finger on the journalistic pulse. That's why we pay you the big bucks, Andrew. The points are yours. Dave and Andrew, according to a new survey, half of all Brits take their mobile phones to the toilet. True or false?
Is this a trick question?
Could be.
Meaning, my thoughts are that I think it's maybe more than half.
I was going to say that was why I was shocked. Surely more.
Yeah.
Because they're all in the
should we
pocket.
do a survey? Who does it here?
Well,
There we go.
as was said earlier, on my Twitter account, there was a picture of me taken on my phone in the toilet of the Shard. Yeah. I'm leading the way.
Yeah. That's 100% here. So I'm wondering if it is a trick question. Although then, hold on, if you're thinking about the full population, you're thinking people who don't have mobile phones, maybe older people, children. I'm really, really thinking about this.
No, you're good, but you're not on Pointless. Like that's. I think you've got the game shows mixed up, mate.
Wait, am I not?
No, I'm really sorry.
No, that show's called Pointless. This show.
I think you're right.
See, a lot of people say that tabloid journalists are in the gutter. You're on the loo, aren't you?
Yeah.
But you need your phone. It is a tool for your trade, isn't it? So you're probably, even when you're on the toilet, you're keeping your eye on breaking news.
Well, absolutely. Finger on the pulse, 24/7.
Well, spare us the gory details. I'm glad you got a rich and full life.
Just took a massive download. Yeah, brilliant.
Okay, boys, what do we think? True or false?
What do you reckon?
Well, I think. Should we? Is it a trick question? Do we think?
I think it's a trick question. It's got to be more. It's got to be more than 50%. We're going to say false.
All right.
Sadly, it's not a trick question because here at Fake News, we're just not that clever. It is 100% true. Yes, indeed. Okay, guys, hold fire because it is time for a well-deserved break. We'll be back in 3 minutes, during which time I'll be firing some special advisors. See you shortly. Welcome back to Fake News, the topical quiz show that would never quit the government. Probably just get moved aside. I continue to be Mark Dolan. We're still joined by Andre Walker, Nadia Essex, Dave Chawner and Andrew Bullock. We're live on Talk Radio, but you can also watch us on Facebook and YouTube right now. Dave and Andrew, IKEA is now the world's 6th largest food chain. That's right, food chain, making over $2 billion every year thanks to their meatballs. True or false?
I love that food that you have to build yourself. And there's always a piece missing. You know what I mean? It's great. I think that's brilliant, yeah.
But I'm one of those people, Andrew, that if I go to a museum or an art gallery, it's all about the cafe.
Yeah.
If I go to the theatre, it's all about the interval and the drinks at the bar.
Yep.
And if I go to IKEA, it is all about the meatballs.
Yeah. Do you know? I've never tried them.
Oh, you need to get the balls in your mouth.
I really do, don't I?
It is a real treat. Have you actually ever been to an IKEA at all?
I actually have, yeah.
Yeah?
I have.
What, as a part of an investigation into how the working
Undercover.
classes live?
Exactly.
Okay then, so meatballs, true or false?
I'm going to lead. You can lead this one.
I'm going to say true.
It is the right answer. Well done. Andre and Nadia, multimillionaire and former Brexit Party candidate Peter Dorr, has invented a new dustbin for homeless people to sleep in. He says the bin pod will cost £100 and end rough sleeping. True or false?
Well, I'll tell you what. Genuinely, if you had some way of keeping these people who are on the streets warm, even if it is made out of a dustbin, I actually don't think that's a bad thing, particularly.
But it wouldn't eradicate. You said it's to keep people off the streets.
Well, I
They'll
guess
still
it's
be on
somewhere
the
for
street, but
people
in a
to
bin.
sleep. I mean, my only concern is I think after Brexit, we'll probably all be sleeping in bins. So it'll actually be a very useful invention.
Great British tradition. I mean, most universities in this country have people sleeping in the bins on a Friday and Saturday night. It's a great
But
tradition.
he literally has just put 2 bins together, and that's what it is, right? It's like just literally 2 bins.
Yep.
And I just don't think plastic will keep you from the elements maybe, but it wouldn't keep you warm.
It's not ideal, is it?
And if it's going to cost you £100,
I know.
it's just
I believe,
again nonsense.
I believe that this is something that really needs to go on Dragon's Den. You know, for the idiots video at the end of the series.
May I ask, how are the people going to buy them for £100 if they're
Sell the
homeless?
dog.
Well, perhaps the state will have to contribute, you know,
see.
but I don't know. It sounds like a bit of a sticking plaster solution to me, but is it true or false?
Oh, so a member of UKIP. Yeah,
It's
it's
true.
getting people to sleep in bins. Yeah, let's say true.
Brexit Party, and I can tell you, it is true. Well done. The point's
Peter.
yours.
Well done, Peter.
They've got it back. Dave and Andrew, an international music festival in Scotland, is banning, wait for it, international acts because of climate change. True or false?
That's great. Again, this goes back to the 1975 thing. Was it really that, or were people going like, "I'll do a music festival. Where is it? Dundee. I'm actually busy." Like,
I'll tell you what's happening. I'll tell you what it is. It's something like the Aberdeen Jazz Festival. They're all going. We won't let Bon Jovi come over here. We won't let them. They'd love to come, but we're not having international acts this year. Justin Bieber, stay in your own country, pal.
I love the Welsh accent.
Yes, Andy. I mean, the problem is, don't all rock acts they have a carbon footprint, don't they? I mean, I was looking at the Rolling Stones, who absolutely chew through like paracetamol and Rennies and cough mixture and all the rest of it, and their carbon footprint's massive. But I mean, could this be true?
What do you think?
I mean, I think it's false.
You think it's false?
I do think it's
I think it could be true, but we're going to go false.
Well, I'm afraid to say it is true, 100% true. Yes,
sorry.
indeed. Time's up, and here are the final scores. Andre and Nadia have 50,000 points, while Dave and Andrew have -7, which I'm no mathematician, but I think that means you've lost. And as a punishment, you have to spend the night with Rory Stewart.
Yes.
Yes, and Rod Stewart.
Oh, brilliant.
Many thanks for watching. We'll be back with more fake news next Saturday. Goodbye.